I have a question. Do you believe that the health and safety executive is actually fit for purpose? Do you believe that it's still capable of policing demolition and construction sites? Do you believe that it makes a meaningful contribution to site safety and to the well-being of those employed within this industry of ours? It will soon be the sixth anniversary of the Didcot disaster. 6 years without resolution or explanation. But it's not Didcot that I want to talk about. While I still firmly believe that 6 years is far too long to investigate such an enormous tragedy, I do recognise the complexities of that investigation. I realise there are thousands of tons of debris and twisted steel to sift through, hundreds of witness statements to go through as well. But instead of concentrating on Didcot, I'd like to look at something a little more straightforward. On the 22nd of January 2018, a man called Ronnie Alexander froze to death on a remote wind farm site in Scotland. He'd been working as a security guard when the site was cut off by snow and the heating in his site hut failed. He was ultimately found by Scotland's mountain rescue team. He was lying face down and hypothermic. He died later that day, having never regained consciousness. So here's the facts. The man froze to death because the heating failed. Mobile phone communications were known to be poor. There was no backup generator should the heating and lighting fail, even though that had happened several times previously. The only transport capable of getting workers off site, a four-wheel drive vehicle, had become trapped in snow. The contractor involved and the security company have now been fined a total of £868,000. In a little over 2 months, it will be 4 years since Mr. Alexander perished, cold and alone. And yet, despite the presence of multiple smoking guns, failed heating, no backup generator, no suitable off-site transport or communication, it has taken 46 months to move from tragedy to prosecution. Almost 4 years on what seems to be, at least to me, an open and shut case. How? Why? And believe me, this is not uniquely slow. I was talking to someone on LinkedIn yesterday, morning Mick, if you're here, about a fine handed down to a rail company after an excavator overturned. That too occurred in 2018 and has only just made it to court. And Mick raised a couple of very serious questions over the time it's taken to investigate that incident. Is the HSE swamped by serious infringements involving construction equipment? Are they struggling to cope due to resource cutbacks imposed by central government? And to that, I will add one third and overarching question. Is the HSE even fit for purpose?